against one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming. Get right to it. Any additions to the agenda? Hearing none. We will.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Motion to approve the agenda, second.
Second.
Discussion. No discussion. Submit your vote.
This is not looking right to me.
I was going to say, I'm not getting a pop-up.
This is one of the consent agenda items, but I'm not getting all of them, but I'm just gonna make a note.
Voice
that-
vote. Higgins, aye.
Lucas, aye.
Johnny, aye. Robinson, aye.
Homer's not.
Slater?
Slater's not on, so motion carries 6-0. Oh, 5-0.
5-0.
Thank you.
Good. Approval of minutes of the July 14th, 2025 regular meeting.
That's it.
I can say it.
Oh, it wasn't.
That's okay.
Keep moving right along. Number three, public comment concerns the Burlington USD 244 patrons.
I am not concerned.
You are the man, Jay. We appreciate that. We'll look for another time. Written communications. Darla, you're up.
Well, my report is really short, but lots of people have been in the building getting ready. It's looking to stay pretty consistent. Preschool's on the overflow. I know that was one of the items I mentioned in there. We're really full in the 4-year-old class, and overflowing a few kids up to the morning class. So that might be a bigger kindergarten class in another year, or we are getting them all now. But yeah, looking forward to a great year. Lots of new staff or changes in the building this year. So the most change staff-wise we've had probably be since I've been here.
So the enrollment numbers look about the same now.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Any more questions for Darla? Middle school, Mr. Spring.
I don't really have anything to add. I would say every teacher's been in at least once so far. You go into 5th and 6th grade, they're pretty much ready.
Yeah.
Very much ready. Rooms look good. We have 8 different staff members in different positions, so I did add that because there's quite a few changes there. Taylor coming up from the high school, Maddie going in the student success coordinator position. That will be the counseling position when she finishes, and she is doing a phenomenal job, especially with the Skyward changes and things like that. She's really hit the ground running, so that's been great to have. Other than that, I would say right now we've lost 4 kids and probably gained 8 so far.
So and that being a 4 or so?
Now, I haven't done the pluses and minuses, the ones that went to 8th grade that will be freshmen, and then 4th, you said I haven't done that, but just the students that we have quite a list, so.
Did you say Maddie's position, is that dependent on her getting her counseling degree
She will
before her job title?
be halfway done in December.
Is the job title change based on her
Yep.
degree? Okay.
Yep, that was a suggestion
You
from
understand?
KSDE, is to make it that,
Okay.
the student success
Yes.
coordinator.
Okay.
And then there's certain things that she can and cannot handle
All right.
at that point.
We're at the middle school report.
So I do have 2 questions. Looking here, it looks like we have some new curriculum coming, the curriculum revision.
They'll be doing curriculum work starting tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep, so there could be some new pieces with
Is
it.
that gonna, do you see like any high impact on our reports for that? I know previously we talked about math being a subject. I don't know if it was in all, it just says is that affecting everybody, or is that? just
Yes,
one
so that will
class?
be math will be K through 12.
Okay.
So the first day of both math and science, all teachers of math and all teachers of science will be there.
Okay.
And so then after that, just the subject area head will be there for that time. So they're actually going through and rewriting and adding or taking away anything that needs to be done based on state standards.
Okay. It's not like a drastic change that's gonna affect our data at the end. of the
Shouldn't be
year, right?
a huge change.
Very revisionary.
And then the second thing I wanted to talk about is the HIPS, the high impact instructional strategies. It sounds like a really good plan for the teachers, right, to have those practices with the students. It'd be nice if we could get some data, you know, that, or at least for you anyways, to say, hey, you got this training, how did this training help you implement a strategy in the classroom that was very noticeable to the student, right? That's why we're doing it, and I think it'd be good to,
Absolutely.
it's not just a program we're gonna go and attend, right? It should be, it'd be nice to get some data that says that we
is.
used it and this is how it helped.
Yeah, what they really talk about is it's you have time in the morning that's training, and then you build in time in the afternoon for those lesson plans to be created to include.
Two things off my list, that's it.
Okay. Any other questions?
James,
Yeah.
I didn't submit a report, but I will just tell you that we've already had 9 days of training in the SPED department. So my staff loves me. But they've all been back a lot and really good training on especially design instruction for our kids. They were great participants, ready to go, ready to roll it out to admin and gen ed, and like, they want this all to happen now, but you know, it's a process. We are currently 17 paras short. We are gonna have tables at all back to school nights in Burlington and in 243 to try to recruit people. Not too many things that,
What buildings
Are they short? BES, BMS, BHS are the most, that's 14 of the 17.
And I saw we had some transfer out from here to the other.
Yeah, we had some people who moved, and
Okay.
it wasn't transfers because we had, one literally moved from Burlington to Levo, so one went over there.
I explained that, that's
Yeah.
fine. Okay, well, thank you, Lindsay. Any questions, Lindsay? Mr. Coolman, did you get your stuff done?
We're still on day 11 of what they thought was last 3 days. I thought 3 was cutting it pretty quick to get our whole network changed over, but maybe 4 or 5. But we're on day 11. We're getting a lot closer. Things are with each day more and more getting done, and everything's running fairly smoothly as much as it can. As for online enrollment today, when I looked at about 11:30 this morning, we were at about 94% of all students are enrolled. So that was a big jump from last Wednesday, I think was what's in my written report.
Yeah.
So we're at right at 94, almost 95%, probably 95 if you rounded. So that's going real well.
And I've given them lots of kudos, because with all of our in-service, we had lots of tech stuff, and we had guest speakers in and everything, and they worked their tails off to make sure that we could still run and go, and do everything we needed to. And it was stressful for them, even more than us, but just kudos to Craig, Courtney, Lavina. They were there spending lots of hours making sure we were ready to go.
Craig just took it in stride, didn't he?
Trying to.
Well, Craig, thanks for your work and your help also.
Craig, have we, I assume we have, this, on this food services thing with it being individually based versus family based, have we, I assume all the parents have been notified of that and go up with their enrollment packages,
It was in the enrollment packet. It's also been on Facebook.
Okay.
It's been on Facebook several times.
I just,
Yeah. It's a different, quite frankly, a lot of school districts were like, oh, you do families still? We've been doing individuals. It's, a lot, they say it was when they transitioned like 5-10 years ago, how much better it actually was in the long run, for their management of, especially when you have mixed families, and that. So, each person having their own account, it's something to get used to, but it is fairly easy. When they log in, they just have to specify, if you're gonna put 100 on your account, I want 50 on this kid and 50 on this kid, or this kid eats a lot more, so I want 80 on this kid and 20 on this kid.
So remind me again, I think we've talked about this in the past, this does to me look like kind of an error trap, at least early in the school year. What is the policy if a kid shows up and does not have money in their account? We have something set up, they get a sandwich or something?
But then again, they have to be so many dollars overdrawn in their account. I can't remember what the exact dollar figure is, but
So there's leeway, is the point that I'm trying to make. And then even once they pass the leeway, then there's still another step beyond that.
yes.
Okay, you have a question, Craig?
Was that a change because of OPA, or just because we were way behind?
No, this is a change actually in the new Skyward Cumulative. They don't even offer family-based accounting for food service anymore. They are looking to maybe add it in the future, but it was like it wasn't going to be ready by now, and once you go to it, there really shouldn't be a reason to go back to it in a year or two from now, I wouldn't think. So it was just kind of one of the things that it had to be. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, thank you, Craig. Craig, Marshall.
Gotcha. First day of school is coming up Monday, August 18th. We will have a kickoff, whole district assembly at the high school. If you want to, you can join us for breakfast or for lunch or both. We will have catered lunch that Monday from Big B's Barbecue. And we have a really good keynote speaker, Mark Potter, will be here, and his wife Nanette, our husband-wife team. They are former educators, teachers, coaches. They've got a really good message to share. So anyway, that's the first day on Monday. And then Tuesday, you guys are all invited because OPA will be feeding our staff in each building. You can join in any of the buildings. They will be feeding our staff on Tuesday for lunch. And so you're more than welcome to join us for a Tuesday lunch if you can make it. First day of school is Thursday, August 21st. And as the building principals talked about, we got a lot of staff getting ready, getting busy ahead of time. And so we're looking forward to August 21st and a terrific year. So I've got a PowerPoint with some of the projects that we've done this summer. Again, these are just some of the different things that we've done. I think Christy's going to try to pop that up.
Great, while she's getting that ready,
Sure.
have we had any setbacks or anything with the OPA swap over? It's all done smoothly.
Pretty smooth overall. It really has overall.
Good.
So, yeah. Okay, a few projects. We put some new countertops and VHS restrooms, locker rooms. They, at the time, you can kind of see the old and then the new. The faucets actually just got installed end of last week, right after I took that picture. So countertops will look really nice in locker rooms and restrooms. We have a new fire alarm system. That was part of the project that we did with the VOAG shop addition renovation. That is now up to I won't say code, that's not the right, up to current standards, maybe that's the best way to say it. But that was something that Margarito Solano oversaw with the different people, the fire alarm system company that put that in, and VHS Construction. That project honestly has gone terrific. It's been so smooth. I know I've sent you guys weekly updates. Kevin, the project manager, Kevin Luberis, he's been absolutely tremendous. We had a punch list walkthrough on Friday. Very, very few things left. The fire marshal will be here on Tuesday, and if the fire marshal approves, we start moving in stuff Wednesday. So it's coming together, and it's really exciting. So anyway, and we'll try to do an open house at some point in time. I don't know if it'll be next week sometime or the first full week of school we're back, but I'll notify you open house on an evening and for the public. So it'll be exciting. We're installing some map rails at the high school to help out with things that are posted on the walls. Could be some additional map rails at middle school, elementary school in the future. It kind of helps with the walls and the paint being torn off if you've got tape or different adhesives that you're using to put things on the walls. Lots of new LED lighting in classrooms, just gives a much more bright, cleaner view in those rooms. Again, Margarito Solano, big, huge plus for Margarito, as well as Kevin Johnson, Bradley Alexander. They have done a really good job of doing the installs on those lights for us. The old VHS theater pictures, there's some pictures back here, and I want to give big time kudos to Adrian Fleming, Jen Plummer, Bob Plummer, Diane Marshall. I'm even going to take some credit too, because I've been involved with this as well. We have done a massive overhaul in the theater at the high school and getting some things organized, getting some things, improved with storage and so on and so forth. I took pictures, but I didn't even get the most recent ones. Bob has done a lot of work with building a workbench, as well as shelving, as well as you name it. So I think he wins the Theater Person of the Year award at Burlington High School this year for all the work he's done up to this point in time. So anyway, we've done some work to create. As you can see, that workbench there on the picture on the right was built by Bob. I mean, it is incredibly fitted in there and so on and so forth. So we created some dressing rooms and some rooms where there was some storage, just reorganized a lot of different things. We'll take you on that tour when we do the retreat walkthrough. There were some concrete projects, again, done throughout the district. Not a ton this year. Next year, maybe a few more concrete projects, but we'll just kind of see how the concrete weathers. We just go from year to year based on our needs. So you can see a few of those different projects were done. It's, again, a very small concrete year for us, summer for us. Our new video board and scoreboards are installed. Again, reminder that these are paid for over a 10-year period from our sponsors. You can see the different sponsors down at the bottom. We still have some room for other sponsors, so if you're interested, you can talk to Ariane Seidel and maybe get signed up for some sponsorships, and that includes a lot of different things with those sponsorships that we have as far as opportunities for different entities if they're interested. So we have 3 high school students through kind of a technology class, business, computer type class, sports management. I can't remember the whole ramifications, but we have 3 high school students that are going to be working the video boards for us, the video board for us. And they're really excited. We still had a training on last Monday, and then we got another one coming up this Friday. Our training had to be cut short a little bit because of our technology connectivity issues and some other issues that popped up. But anyway, so there'll be a training coming up this coming Friday, and we're looking forward to that. Again, remember that the board and the scoreboards are paid out over a 10-year period, so we don't have any cost associated with that from our sponsors. So we greatly appreciate our sponsors and any more in the future that might be interested. Again, the Wag Shop addition renovation. I have shared pictures and updates with you from Kevin. Put in a few pictures here. Did the punch list walkthrough on Friday. It is really exciting. Putting in lockers, I think Friday, when I took the picture, Thursday, Friday, they're getting ready to put in pictures, or put in the lockers. I'm anxious for the kids to see. This is just going to be incredible for them. They're going to love it anyway. We had a number of different painting projects going on throughout the summer to brighten up and freshen up our buildings. It's just important for us to make sure our facilities are top notch, because we're wanting to do the best things we can for our students to learn, our teachers to teach. And let's see, we did some new, again, paint project. We did some new stools and sinks at the bus barn, restrooms for our transportation people. One picture I did forget is we did put in, if I remember, and if you remember, I informed you about, we were part owners of Des Moines Street between the courthouse and the daycare. The way that the survey is drawn up, we own half of that street. So one thing I did not put in the report, I forgot to do that, was we repaved that street, and it looks really, really nice now. And so, yeah, how we became part owners, 50% owners of the street, kind of amazing, but that's the way it is. So
They were repaving it already.
Yes,
Right.
yes. It was in bad shape before the construction was happening, and it just continued to get in worse shape as the construction around the courthouse occurred. So,
I assume you're talking about the part that's west of 6th Street.
yes, it'd be west of 6th Street. It's between the courthouse and the daycare. That we don't have.
you said that, didn't you?
Now 7th Street, we don't own any of that. But Des Moines Street, we are part owners of the street, so. Anyway. Questions on any of the pictures, any of the projects? A lot has gone on this summer. A lot of people have been very, very busy. Want to thank all of our summer people, our summer help, our 12-month staff have been just working hard, and our administration directors have been working hard to get ready for this new school year as well. So I want to thank everybody for their efforts. I'm going to go into, we did have a chance to meet with the Burlington City Council on Wednesday. This was in kind of in relationship to the land that we own that's south of the high school. The city did make a motion to contribute at least this amount, $8,825. That's half of the cost of Victory Excavation's cost to deal with the dirt work, to create drainage that will work for us to be able to have 6 lots on that property. So the city is going to contribute half of that. They are having a meeting, if I'm not mistaken, on this Wednesday to discuss possibly other contributions, maybe more to that. Maybe they cover free hookups for contractors, builders, which would be about $1,100 approximately for each house in terms of water, sewer, electric, that type of thing. So there could be some more. We should hopefully know August 20th at their next city council meeting what their final contribution is going to be. So this is a great partnership. I'm working together with County Housing Authority, Coffee County Commissioners, Rhonda, obviously with the Housing Authority, the city, and us working together to hopefully make 6 houses happen, because we have a very serious need for housing. So I will keep you all informed after that 20th meeting what the city's final amount is. We don't want to do anything. We want to wait till the city decides what they will do. This is a great investment for the city. I mean, they're investing in themselves because they are going to get and benefit. They're going to be the ones that get and benefit the most out of this. They get tax money in perpetuity forever on those lots and turning into housing.
So right now, we still have $800 exposure to us.
Possibly.
Right, if that doesn't change.
Yes.
Plus, how much did we have to pay for the survey?
That was $2,800. So we
So
may
about
have,
10,000.
we could possibly have that amount. And then depending on what we sell the lots for, which I shared with you a little bit in Friday notes, what that could look like, you guys may have other ideas. If you guys have other ideas on that, how that could potentially play out, please share them with me, because this is not my wheelhouse property, and just dealing with sales of land, it's just not in my wheelhouse. That's where we might want to have that conversation in the future on what we think was best, and working with Rhonda, potentially that partnership with her, because she has that knowledge and background and can support us that way. So anyway, that's a little bit about the city council meeting. Greatly appreciate the city. Again, greatly appreciate the county commissioners. Greatly appreciate Rhonda and the work she's done, and you guys as well as the board. And then the last thing I have is, let's look at calendars and see if we can set up board retreat evenings, maybe 2 evenings potentially, and then the possible a BES work session for you guys to look and discuss the future of what we may look at doing. So I'm willing for anybody to throw out days and times. Talk about Wednesday evenings, talk about Fridays.
You're talking about 2 Wednesdays, or is that what you're talking about?
Yes, probably 2 Wednesday evenings. That's what we've done in the past.
I won't be available the 27th. If you do a Wednesday, I'm out the 27th.
I'm out the 27th.
How about 10 and 24?
10 and 24th of September?
Yeah.
I can do 10 and 24, I can't do 17, so that would work for me.
We're talking September.
Put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
September 10th and 24th.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a pretty good gap between them, but I don't
Well,
know
it's
why.
just, I mean, to give you a week break and.
Yeah,
I can do those.
Leon?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
Okay, I think we got the winner for retreat
10th and 24th.
evenings.
Yep. Yep.
CES. Yeah, I will send out information on that and work on that. So a time to discuss a work session again for BES.
do we just want to go 2 more weeks out from there? Or do we want to get it done earlier?
Doesn't matter to me.
For,
For a third one?
That's what he was just asking.
Yeah, for BES, for a work session for the board to discuss.
I looked at me.
In October, I can't commit.
Yeah.
So you gotta go before then.
Yeah, not that I have to be there, but I won't be there. October.
Right, no, I understand.
in October, you won't, and then kind of.
Yeah, I'm out October, and a couple weeks in November.
You're gonna have trouble getting very many of us in October.
Yeah.
The third.
Do we think we can, I mean, with 3 hours, do we think we can turn one of those 2 into a work session?
We could.
Let's see if we can get it done.
I mean, not that I want to schedule more meetings, but if we could,
Well, here already,
Yeah.
I lost
Yeah.
the night.
That work for you, so
I
I'm
can-
gonna try to squeeze that in later.
I'll just make that a part of the agenda.
Even if we gotta extend the night by
yeah,
an
right.
hour or something, keep us from coming in another date.
That's your estimate.
Okay.
I presume we'll do
Yeah,
the,
you can make that part of that same date.
Yeah, we're gonna squeeze it in there.
Is that,
10th and
okay,
24th.
yeah, that works.
I presume like facility tour on the first date and then more of a meeting style on the second date? That's what I remember from the past.
Yes. Okay, thank you guys very much. That's all I have. If you have anything for me.
Okay. Board reports, anybody have anything? Board reports, hearing none. We have approved some policies tonight. School vehicle policy, did we get a chance to read that?
There's some highlighted adjustments, as you can see.
I appreciate the highlights.
Yes, thank you.
There's some highlights. Because I thought, I don't remember this.
Any questions on those highlighted adjustments?
Not on that one.
That's the.
Okay, motion.
The only question I have, Craig, you have the vehicle assigned to you. Are you literally gonna have to log every single place you drive it?
What I do is I just log as far as if I go on, like today we went to Topeka for a budget meeting with KSDD, so I do log. Typically, no.
Okay. It's one thing if you're borrowing it for the day, it's another thing if you have to regulate
Correct.
where you went every day,
Correct.
so.
If I go to supervise or watch high school football game, I'll log it.
Okay.
Good question, thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
Do we need to vote on that one?
Yeah, motion from somebody.
Make a motion to approve policy EDAA, school vehicles as presented.
Second.
Motion second, discussion. Hearing none, submit your vote.
And big thank you to Brian Shank, our Transportation Grounds Director, as well as Christy, for them doing the highlighting and making these policy adjustments, so thank you guys.
That's easy to see what's different.
Selena, are you?
Lane, are you online or what are you voting online?
Yeah, I'm not, it's not working.
Okay.
We're gonna have to just terminate.
Voice vote. Go ahead.
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you.
I don't see the, there you go. It's somewhere out there.
6-0.
Motion
Or
carries.
six.
Huh?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. Policy JGG.
Yes, that is just an adjustment on the protocol, on what happens if you do have an issue that comes up. This is the way that we handle those issues.
It says here, all rules shall be published in the student handbook. Is there a place in the student handbook that talks about transportation guidelines?
There should be.
Because I was wondering what that was. I didn't get enough time to go look.
I will need to go back and double check and make sure that it is published in that student handbook.
In that last sentence there, do we really allow that? Unless authorized in writing by the student's parents or guardian for transportation?
Yes, there would be, it'd be a rare exception when that would occur. Very rare exception.
I think that's come up before when we've been traveling somewhere and they're going on vacation the next day. They just travel from there.
It's very similar to the policy for the kids that go to like Flint Hills.
Correct.
They're not really allowed to drive themselves, but for special reasons they can.
Yes.
But it's like a one-day approval.
It's a very rare occasion. That's good question.
No further questions.
Okay.
Motion to approve policy JGG, transportation as presented.
I'll second.
Motion second, discussion. Hearing none, submit your vote. Selena?
Aye.
Alpha Bravo Charlie.
Motion carries 6-0. Policy MMR, meals and mile reimbursement.
Again, the items are adjusted there on that document, so if you have any questions, we increased the meals just simply because price of meals it's more expensive, and when we're going to workshops, you're going to Wichita, Topeka, Kansas City, Denver, those types of places where meals, can be more expensive, so we've increased that amount and made some other adjustments. If you have any other questions.
Motion to approve the policy MMR, meal and mileage reimbursement as presented.
I'll second.
Motion second, discussion. Hearing none, submit your vote. Selena?
Aye.
Selena, aye. Motion carries 6-0. Approval of the CRP policies, those are each of the schools.
Yeah, per legislation, cardiac emergency response plan, because everything again has an acronym, abbreviation. So kudos to Lori Herman. Lori Herman and I worked on these to prepare these. And so you can just see it's just a plan that we have to have in place.
Is this
an emergency response?
Is this the first time we've had these plans?
No. We had planned, but formal, the formal following the CERP form. We had protocol in place to deal with emergency situations.
I just asked because it has updated 2025 on it, and I didn't know if that was just, this is the first time we made it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Formalizing what we've had in the past.
technically we've had them before, but not, where you have to adopt them by July 31, share them with the state and get them board approved.
And all of our individuals that are listed here, are they already CPR and AED certified?
They are, or they will be come Wednesday.
Okay.
Because we have training next Wednesday. Good questions.
Is that training for other staff also?
The staff that we feel like are important key staff members here in the district. If other people want to do it, just to do it for their own personal, they can do it. But we will pay. We will pay for the key people that we want to have, that need to be trained for each building.
Motion to approve cardiac emergency response plans, CERPs, as presented.
I'll second.
Motion second, discussion. Hearing none, switch your vote. Selena?
She's got it there.
She got it in.
Yeah.
Aye.
Can't vote twice.
Motion did, motion did.
She got it.
Okay.
Did it? Yeah, did it go?
It did.
It did go. Thank you.
I just didn't say it. Yes. Okay, motion carries 6-0. Handbook approvals.
lots of handbook information, so maybe just go by one. Anything in the transportation manual that you see, anything that needs to be
No,
discussed?
but I will discuss, the transportation manual has the new transportation guy in there still, but if you go into the VHS student handbook, his name's not right.
Oh, we gotta get that changed, thank you. We will.
They shortened his name there, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not sure what, so I have to go back and look for sure what his name was.
Sorry, which one was it, the staff or the?
It's the VHS,
Like I said, student
I
handbook.
don't remember if it was a staff or student, which one it was.
I did notice a change, was this recently, or was it, they had a couple of years?
Yeah, you did some updates halfway through the week too.
I will make that correction.
Anybody else, anything on the transportation?
It must be the student.
It is, it's the,
The student one.
it's the VHS staff handbook file.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just missing the K, King.
Thank you.
Okay, any discussion about the transportation? So we gotta do all these one by one.
We're just want to make sure that there's no
Oh,
discussion
yeah,
about
so
any of
there's-
that. The substitute teacher, anybody have anything on substitute teacher handbook?
No, I see we got the 150 in there. so-
Yes, and again, recruit substitute teachers because it is a big pay increase this year, $150 a day, so help us out.
Well, with that, we've already approved 3 new subs.
We have had a few.
Going into this year, and we're waiting on one more to finish an application.
Did they say it was because of that?
Not necessarily, but I would say it probably had something to do with it.
Jen said she's had at least a couple people tell her, hey, I noticed you raised the sub pay, and I may have to think about coming up there. So
Good.
Mhm.
the word is getting out.
That's good.
I think Craig
And I don't
might put
think they are
something
part of
out
the
on
ones you've
social
counted
media.
yet. I don't think they're part of the 3 you've counted yet.
And there's one more.
And appreciate Craig putting out information in social media as well. Anything on sub-teacher handbook?
I thought handbook was pretty good.
Okay, final classified handbook. Again, questions?
Not necessarily a question, but just when I was scrolling through, there's a note on page 9, it's gonna be kind of random, but the requirements for the, let me make sure the header says, it caught me off guard, but anyways,
Okay.
the lactation accommodations, that note there is very specific, that says that what we have to do, and of course, I have no experience with that, but
Mhm.
I want to make sure that, like, do we have those accommodations, like, explicitly written as it is here, provided in all our facilities, and the case may be, again, most of the stuff was pretty, straightforward, but then I got to this, and I was like, I don't know, so I figured.
Absolutely. I will say absolutely 100% because we have had administrative conversations. We have to do that.
Yeah, that's one of those things that seems like it can get set up and then over a period of a couple of years slowly get degraded, so.
Hey, look at Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, most of the other stuff was pretty normal, that was going on, like I said, that covered.
Good, no, good question. It's to verify. Yeah, verify. Any other questions on classified handbook information? Okay, going to the Burlington Early Learning Center.
It didn't look like there was changes in that one, or are they just not highlighted?
They said that they didn't do very much at all, the
Okay.
changing
Yeah.
dates mostly.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, continuing on, staff handbook. From the Early Learning Center.
MSLPs are on the website, right? You can get to these.
Once they'll be approved.
Yes.
Once they're approved.
We will have those on the website. Thank you.
VHS staff.
Yes, going on to VHS staff.
And then VHS student.
Is there a reason some of the highlighting's a different color, Christie?
Oh goodness, Bob.
No, I'm just asking.
Just kidding. Like some was purple, some was green.
It's the first time I've seen it in yellow. I wanted to make sure there was no
Yeah.
consequence.
No.
Okay.
Actually, so the high school had made
Yes.
some changes, but I noticed some items, so it just could be the color that we selected.
Nuclear bombs.
When I highlight things different colors, they mean different things, so.
Okay, any more discussion on any of the handbooks? Any questions besides the color?
Thanks, James. Appreciate that.
Okay,
How many would approve the 2025-2026 handbooks for staff and students as presented?
Second.
motion second. Any discussion? Hearing none, submit your vote.
Bunch of jerks.
Yep, motion carries 6-0.
It's a good thing I've been monk my whole life, or I might be upset right now.
So, talk about you want to just talk about Harley?
Yes.
So,
The next item, again, we've had some discussions about the baseball and softball press boxes, especially the baseball, the wall that's facing is deteriorating, and it's something's going to need to be done with that press box. Those were like job site buildings that were donated to the district way before I got here, back in the early 2000s. They are very boxy, lack of a better term, and they don't allow for seating behind home plate. So we've talked a little bit about what do we want to do. And so I've got some quotes and some preparation for preparation for this discussion. So anyway, we can do seating behind home plate, as you see in the drawings and the pictures there. There will be chair back seating. And then what we would look to do, it would be less chair back seating behind the softball bleachers, because the softball field's just a little smaller with the backstop. So again, there would be seating behind both, and then the press box would be up top of the bleachers. And so that would, put in a situation, obviously, as Christy's pointing up the pictures. So that would be the ideal scenario, again, behind home plates. This isn't the pictures for behind home plate. We will get to that.
Because they're all new.
Yes.
Seat plan.
Seat plan.
No.
The third one.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. So that's kind of what that's going to look like, that third one down, and you see the press box is behind. It's situated behind. If we can zoom in. Yeah. So again, there's going to be about 32 seats behind softball and about 52 behind baseball. And those again will be chair back seats.
And then the other seating that's there will remain, is that right?
Yes, we'll talk about that here in a second. So, and if Seidel wants to do season tickets for those, she can do that. That's an option if she wants to. Whatever the case might be. So again, those could be like premium seats, if you will, and people could,
The ones behind home.
plate. That's a possibility. Okay. So now,
For board members, what they do.
well, could be. Board members don't get many privileges, but you could have a special seat there potentially, who knows? So anyway, so now, so the proposal from Heartland would be those two sets and the press boxes.
Then there would be 2 additional sets of bleachers that we would purchase, and they would be more, if you want to go back to that first picture, they're going to be a little more vertical in nature. And those 2 new sets of bleachers would go over on the softball field. So the third base side bleachers at the softball field would be moved to the third base side baseball. And those 2 would be similar bleachers because they were purchased way back when, and so those 2 would be at baseball. So the first base side bleachers at baseball stay, the third base side bleachers at softball go to third base baseball. These bleachers, can we go to the other picture? The first one I think that you showed. They're going to be a little bit more vertical in nature, and they're going to be a little more vertical in nature. The dugouts, when they were built on these fields, they're nice dugouts, they're terrific dugouts, but they're really too tall. They're like for people that are 12 foot tall, and they don't need to be that tall. The dugouts really should be shorter in nature, or the bleachers have to be more vertical to be able to see, have a little bit better sight line on the softball field. So the 2 new sets of bleachers would be these that are going to be a little bit more vertical, and those 2 new sets would go on the softball field. And we may end up doing some sort of a project with the dugout roofs at some point in time to lower them, because they really don't need to be that tall. If they would have thought 20 some years ago when they built the dugouts, again, really nice, they just don't need to be that tall.
Has it been that long?
Man, I'm like, yes. I think it was
Just
2004.
Gosh,
I think it was 2004 when the fields were constructed. So that would be the proposal from Heartland Seating. Heartland Seating is a preferred Greenbush vendor. We do not have to do a bid process with them. I shared with you other 2 proposals. Didn't necessarily make those 2 proposals public, if you will, just because I wanted to keep the anonymity for Mammoth as well as BHS Construction. Those 2 proposals are for press boxes only. Now, those press boxes would be larger in nature. They're not going to necessarily be 8 by 12 press boxes. Those would be larger, but there's no seating involved with those 2 proposals at all. None.
So would those just go behind the backstop then?
Then basically, yes, they would. They would be behind the backstop.
And these are elevated or not? I can't remember.
The press boxes that they Mammoth provided a quote for one that would be elevated in the center, and it would be overlooking, both. One half of it would be baseball, one half of it would be softball. And the VHS ones would be on the ground press boxes right behind home plate. Analyzing and looking at this whole, as far as the cost to me with the Heartland proposal makes a lot of sense to do that if we want to do that. To be able to get this project done in time for the baseball and softball season upcoming, we need to have an approval either now or the very latest the September 8 board meeting. There will be no payment due on these bleachers till after January. We'll get our second capital outlay distribution from the county. We don't have any payment at all until after January, until they actually deliver the bleachers on site. They will then begin preparing, building those in February, March, and they should be ready in time for the baseball, softball seasons. Questions that you guys have?
Looking at the Mammoth one, is this the?
Hold
Go
on,
ahead.
Selena. Hold on one second, Selena.
Is this, the Mammoth one looks like the double-sided?
Yes.
Press box? I was trying to remember from when we looked at this in the past.
It would be one in the middle. It would be in the middle, and basically you would cut the press box in half, and it would face, the press box. Half of it would be an elevated press box in the middle between the 2 fields.
And some storage underneath.
And could be some storage underneath.
Okay.
Yes. Selena?
Selena, go ahead.
Yeah, I just, so I have been an advocate, for getting new press boxes since before we did the turf. I have been wanting to get rid of those things for years because I think they're an eyesore. I don't, anyway, I've been advocating for years. However, with that said, I know that they need replaced, but I don't think now is the time. We have so many things that need done at the elementary school. We have a playground that has been needing replaced for at least 4 years that I can remember, that has broken pieces that we have removed. We've piece parted it. We're not getting a new school. So we have that big expense that we're going to have to be taking care of and deciding. And I think that when we haven't decided what we're doing with the elementary school and how much money we're going to be putting towards that, I cannot support doing this.
Okay. Anybody else? So, capital outlay money in January, how much do we get?
It'd be about 1.5 million, half of the 3 million. Because again, we have paid forward on the VOAG welding shop to do 1 mil for 3 years. Our capital outlay funds, we will see them, they'll go down, they're going to decrease, but then they're going to rebuild the next 2 years because we're going to recoup that 1 mil for the next 2 years. Again, 1 mil for 3 years. So again, we're paying it forward on that project.
I think whenever.
Right, but we don't know how much we're going to be spending on the elementary school yet,
Correct.
right?
I think whenever we do decide to move forward on this seeding project, that we get some input from the people that are there every day, you know, the coaches, maybe the current parents that have kids in that, if they've got any input, you know, what they like to see. I kind of always wish they were back a little farther, but they're built. And I wish they were in the ground.
They need to be from the baseline, softballs, no, sorry, I know I'm not supposed to talk, but softball fields, dugouts are from the bases out to the outfield, not from the bases in towards home plate. That's why you can't see.
Cuts off that line of sight. But
Yeah.
I really think some little things like that from the people that have spent some time there really helps out.
So we, just so you know, we have had meetings included before previous administration. Also included Trevor and Scott with the rec center. We've had conversations, different entities. I've had Mammoth, I've had BHS, I've had Heartland there on site to talk through. Again, there are certain things that we, if you want to tear all those dugouts out, you want to rebuild them completely. I mean, that gets really expensive. Do you try to make it the best of a challenging situation that we weren't there to deal with 20 years ago when they were built? I think that's the kind of the challenge as far as what we have in place now. But we have had conversations about the options, and really the press boxes at the top of the bleacher seating make the most sense. If you put them down in front of bleacher seating, then you're going to end up having to have the bleachers. They're going to have to be tall enough to be able to seal an 8-foot press box.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I do somewhat agree with Selena. I don't know if timing is right, with some unknowns with what we need to do with that elementary school.
And so, and then our meeting here, we're not going to have a meeting until September after. When do you say that we have?
To be able to have this done in time for the season, they need some notification at the latest September, because they're going to have to make an order, and they're going to have to get it on their schedule. And so anyway, and if you guys aren't ready to do this, that's fine, that's okay.
So I like Ronnie and Selena said, I'm in a position now where I know a lot of the pushback we got on the elementary school, for example, was, why didn't you do this before the turf and before the other stuff? And I know there's a lot of things playing into that. I wouldn't even put it board at that point. But for us to say we have all this stuff at the elementary school, but the first big chunk of money we spend after that gets shot down on the high school fields, doesn't seem like we would be prioritizing properly.
Okay.
I would just assume, yeah, go ahead, if you got one.
No, I would
just assume we have our meeting, in September, and, we'll go from there. I mean, if we, in September, it looks like, after our meeting with what we're doing with BZS and all that, then we can, think, so right now, I think, pretty tough pill to swallow, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll add to the conversation too, and maybe I'm telling on myself, but this is the first time that I've seen this bid here, and I had a lot of questions, wrote down part of it, right? I think it's only appropriate that we table this conversation for another meeting to get some more people's input that are there. Sure. If the project really is seating, right, we're talking about seating, and you go out there and watch a baseball game, there's people sitting around the fence. In the outfield, there's people sitting on chairs down the first and third baseline. So the bleachers aren't being packed like a football game, right? Like I think we could, if we hold off a game or two or three or whatever, I think we'd be okay, but that's just my thought
I
process.
think the plan that we have looks good, but I think we just need to hold it a little bit, so we'll table this until the next meeting.
Johnny, just so you know, we did, probably shortly before you got on the board, we did have a discussion and look at some very high-level options for what this was supposed to look like, and kind of asked them to dig into it a little bit more. So that's probably the reason that you haven't seen it, and the rest of us at least had a vague clue of what we were looking at, so. Just a weird timing thing.
So I move the table to the next meeting.
Yeah.
Craig, thanks for all your work you've done on it.
Yeah, great.
Appreciate that. Let's just, wait just a.
Motion seconded.
Yep.
Any further discussion? Submit your vote.
It says motion to approve the Heartland seating proposal.
No, I motion to table. I didn't motion. I didn't do that.
And I selected motion to table, so.
Yeah.
So how do we do?
Motion to table. If you motion to table, if you want to table it, you say yay.
I don't want
But the motion
I
says
don't want
to
to click
approve.
yay on what it says.
Yeah, I don't want to click yes on what it says.
Okay.
Yeah. It says motion to
You want to
approve.
read it, Christie?
Hang on a second.
Might run away. Thank you.
I just have motion to table. I just have motion to table.
Okay. Did everybody vote in motion? Understand?
Can't see that one.
This construction won't affect soccer or flag football or anything. So.
Do you see it now?
It hasn't popped up on mine.
I might have you verbal.
Voice vote, motion to table is on the table. Steve, aye.
It's been seconded.
Oh, there it is. Popped up.
Yeah, motion.
Vote twice again.
I guess it's probably too late now to bid. What, did we table it to September meeting? Is that what we're saying, or we're just tabling it?
September, we're about their meeting and all the time, probably having some
We
information.
should probably at least communicate that, is when we're gonna at least discuss it. Yeah, it's done.
Motion carries 6-0. Rather than amend the motion, I'm just going to say we're all prepared that September is going to be on there.
Okay.
Okay. Any further discussion? No executive session for personnel. No for student issues.
I hope not.
None?
I hope there's no student issues at this point.
Debriefing.
We've had them.
No, great work on the plan there, Craig, and Christie on the handbooks. That was great. So, and welcome. I guess we have we introduced her yet?
Well, not officially, I guess,
No.
probably sure.
Not
Yes.
officially.
Ariane Seidel, our new assistant principal activities
You have to come up here and give a
director.
speech.
There's no speech, no, James, be nice. Don't want her to run out of here.
So, if you want to just tell them her name, everybody knows her or has not met her yet, and Ariane.
Want me to stand?
I can see you standing up.
Can you see me now? Ariane Seidel, excited to be here.
Well, we're welcome, we're glad to have you. So, And Lee is not here tonight, he had that issue there, so I look forward to seeing you at all the meetings there, so welcome to Berlin. Selena, do you have anything else? Did you leave us? Goodbye. Move adjourned.